Let's see the techniques of teaching mathematics. What are techniques of teaching? Teaching techniques can be defined as an integrated organization that includes a set of materials, devices, tools, and educational attitudes that the teacher uses to clarify an idea or to change a vague concept in order to contribute to a better state of the educational process. Here we'll see some methods of teaching under math. The mind map has been presented here. Under teaching and lecturing, we are seeing the training, learning and preparation subdivided as a preparing notes, planning learning path, exam preparations, creativity, solving the questions, mock-ups and presentations. And the other thing, it has also been divided as a mock-ups and presentations. Teacher-centered method, sometimes called sage on the stage style. The teacher centered model positions the teacher as the expert in charge of imparting knowledge to his or her students via lectures or direct instruction. In this setting, students are sometimes described as empty vessels listening and absorbing the information. Here are the learner centered method: accountability, inquiry, discussion, collaboration, creation, and reflection. Here is the process of methods. Here, the teacher provides the course materials to the students, and this can also be taken from the emails, books, photos, audio or video, search engines, websites, and discussions. These are some tools that the students can use it. Lecture discussion method. It is based on three sources, which makes it an effective tool to teaching. Schemata theory. It uses what students already know by building on their existing background. Meaningful verbal learning presents information in a systematic way. Active learner involvement uses teacher questioning to involve students actively in the learning process. Here is the learner centered method mind map. Here we can just provide this by giving a lecture, project, a laboratory method, deductive method, synthesis method, problem solving method, heuristic method, inductive method, group discussion method, and analytic method. Laboratory method. Let's see about this in a wide range. In this method, the students themselves check the truth of the facts, rules, and principles of mathematics with the help of instruments, equipment, and other materials in the mathematics laboratory. The principle of learning by doing is emphasized in this method. Example: proving the Pythagorean theorem in the laboratory. Let's see some advantages and disadvantages. First advantage: students learn to use laboratory equipment efficiently. The learning done in the laboratory is permanent. Interesting method. Reasoning ability develops. Let's see some disadvantages. This is an expensive method. It is not useful for small classes as children start playing with the equipment instead of learning. Can be used for small number of classes. Here is the analytic method about. In this method, we go from unknown to known. Example: prove that the sum of the three angles of a triangle is equal to two right angles. It is used to prove the line math theorem. Let's see some advantages about it. Emphasizes on solving the problem yourself, finding a solution, permanent knowledge is generated. It is a method of psychology which generates interest towards study in the child. The ability to search, that is, exploratory ability, develops. Let's see about synthesis method. This method is complementary to the analysis method. In this method, information obtained from small sections is used by combining, that is, synthesis from the known to the unknown. Let's see some advantages about it. This method is simple, subtle, and orderly. The solution to the problem comes out quickly. That means it takes less time. Helps in the development of memory power. This is a useful method for the mentally retarded students. Most of the mathematical problems are solved by this method only. Next method, inductive method. In this method, first examples are placed in front of the students, then rules are made on the basis of them. Let's see some advantages about them. It is a scientific method. Working on your own leads to more permanent learning. Practical and beneficial method in life. Let's see the next method, that is the deductive method. This method is opposite to the induction method. In this method, the definition, formula, and instructions are first told, then it is proved to be true. Let's see some pros about that. This method makes mathematics teaching very easy. By this method, the student gains knowledge very quickly in a very simple way. The deduction method proves helpful in teaching arithmetic and algebra. Next method, project method. This method was first used by Kilpatrick. In this method, the entire work is done by planning, and in this, the student works through his own reasoning power to solve any problem and it gets solved. Let's see about some pros. Develops creative power in the student. Students develop the ability to observe, reason, and make decisions. Next, problem solving method. In this method, the teacher puts a problem in front of the students and asks the students to give their ideas and suggestions to solve the problem. Students try to solve that problem with their logic and decision. The problem should be related to the life of the child. In this method, the problem is simple. This method works on the principle of learning by doing. Advantages. This method gives inspiration to move forward in a scientific way. In this method, the student is always active. Heuristic method. It is an instructional approach that emphasizes the use of problem solving and discovery based learning as well as experience based learning to facilitate students' learning. Heuristic basically means any method or process that helps in problem solving, self learning, and discovery. Advantages. Active learning. The heuristic teaching encourages students to engage with the material rather than simply passively absorbing information. Improving critical thinking skills enhances the creativity, develops a problem solving skills, promotes independent learning. Group discussion. Group discussion is a form of learning. Group discussion typically happen in classrooms and are led by the teachers. The discussion follows a set of ground rules like respecting others' opinions, not interrupting, and being honest about what you know. Let's see about some pros and cons about the group discussion. Group discussion allows students to become more familiar with the topics and answers. Group discussion is also an excellent method of connecting with others in the class. Additionally, it helps students see different perspectives on topics. The disadvantages are that it can be hard to stay on task and keep up with the discussion. Furthermore, some students may not have time to contribute for the group discussion. Constructive learning. Constructivism in education has roots in epistemology, which in philosophy is a theory of knowledge which is concerned with the logical categories of knowledge and its justification basis. Next, brain based learning. When the information is presented in effective ways, the brain is able to function better, its resilience is increased, and its overall working intelligence is improved. Research has also shown that the brain physically changes while learning. Problem based learning. Problem based learning (PBL) is a student centered pedagogy in which students learn about a subject through the experience of solving an open ended problem found in trigger material. Collaborative learning. Collaborative learning is a method of teaching and learning in which students team together to explore a significant question or create a meaningful knowledge. Thank you for cooperative listening, and let's see an animation video about it.
Let us discuss about two-dimensional shapes. Rectangle. Point number 1. The dimensions are L and B. Point number 2. L equals length. B equals breadth. Point number 3. The opposite sides are always equal. Point number 4. Each angle is right angle. Point number 5. Perimeter of rectangle equals 2 into L plus B. Point number 6. Area of rectangle equals to L into B, also known as length into breadth. This gives the area of the rectangle. Did you know? The two-dimensional shape can convert to three-dimensional shape. Example. Folding the rectangular sheet gives the cylindrical shape. You can see the rectangle. If we fold the rectangular sheet into two, we can get the cylindrical shape. L equals to circumference of the circle equals to 2 pi r. B equals height of the cylinder equals to h. Area of the rectangle equals to L into B. Substitute the value of L and B. 2 pi r into h equals 2. Surface area of cylinder equals to 2 pi r h.